So this is another one of my 341 sample videos, and the aim of this is to show you the Canny edge detector in action, but also to discuss parameterization of video and image analysis techniques. So the Canny's got two thresholds. The first threshold kind of determines how likely you are to start following an edge, and the second threshold determines how likely you are to follow it once you've found it. So this is me taking the first threshold right down. This means that we're likely to find edges pretty much everywhere, and as you can see, that as the parameter goes down, you end up with edges appearing in places where we weren't seeing them before, but there are edges, but there are also places where we weren't seeing them before where there actually aren't any edges. Now we're taking the second parameter down, and what this does is it determines your likelihood to follow an edge once you've found it. So with both of them at their most sensitive setting, you'll see that the video looks a bit mad. There's edges absolutely everywhere, and it's kind of hard to see what's going on, but it is fairly clear that every single edge you have has been discovered. All of the edges in the scene have been highlighted, whether they're actually real edges or not. Here we are taking one up again. This means that parameter 1 is high, means we're not likely to find an edge, but parameter 2 is low, which means that if we do find an edge, we're very likely to follow it. And this means that you end up with edges that start sensible, but then might meander off along false paths just because they've found slight discontinuities in the scene. And now we're going back up to a more sensible setting where both of the parameters for the edge detection are set quite high, so we're unlikely to find edges that aren't there. If you're building something that sits on top of edge detection, you probably want it to be really sensitive, because it's easier to filter out false positives than it is to introduce new edges where the base algorithm hasn't found the edges in the first place. And you quite often use Canny as a base algorithm. So the super sensitive setting that we saw about halfway through is not actually that stupid. Anyway, some parameters and some edges. There you go.